Why do I never hear anyone saying that they were just the right amount of whelmed? That's awesome. Go to a function that's not bad or great. How was it? It was whelming. I was whelmed. Did you just watch 10 Things I Hate About You for the first time? Why do I never hear anyone saying that they were just the right amount of whelmed? Because whelmed doesn't quite work that way. Think of it as basically analogous to flipped. What is the right amount of being flipped? So saying overwhelmed can be thought of as emphasizing the experience. Flipped over. Like you'd say tipped over or flattened down or whatever. Or more directly, overpowered. Powered by itself has another, unrelated common meaning. But in the sense of defeat, what you mean when you say they overpowered me is they acquired or demonstrated power over me. There is no right amount of they just barely powered me in that case. We wouldn't use the expression in that way. Same with whelming. Is this a Young Justice reference? Okay. There was a film, I think it was 1999, could have been 98. It was called I Think 10 Things I Hate About You. The character in the film Chastity Church wants to know why a person of sound mind can be underwhelmed and they can also be overwhelmed, but can they also be just whelmed? Did she get an answer? I don't know, but I believe that the answer to Chastity question is yes. Some writers occasionally use whelm to denote that middle stage between underwhelm and overwhelm, but this isn't how whelm was originally used. Whelm and overwhelm have been around since Middle English when they were whelmen and overwhelmen, and throughout the years their meanings have largely overlapped. Both words early on meant to overturn, and both have also come to mean to overpower folks in thought or feeling. Then, you could say that the shite hit the fan and some folks started using a third word, underwhelmed, that meant unimpressed. It was then that the word whelmed began popping up with the meaning moderatal impressed. Hope this goes some way to help. Look up unpaired words. That's the official name. I use it at work often. I'll tell my boss I'm whelmed, but not overwhelmed. I have asked this and similar word questions of my word friend and we have a fun time. I should have kept a list. Unassuming is distinctly different from assuming. Arg, I have more. Not worth even making a comment when you were whelmed. Young Justice. I think you can in Europe. It's not a word, never really was. Underwhelmed wasn't a word, either it was added much later because people naturally tried to use it and it stuck. It's like being thrown overboard. There was never a being thrown underboard, or just being thrown board. Or overcome, no one just came their adversity and barely failed to overcome it. In addition to what was already posted, it's just not how conversations flow. You discuss things out of the ordinary. It would be strange to have someone walk up to you and just announce I'm fine, everything's normal. I have an average amount of work going on. It would be like, great, but why the hell are you telling me this? Teen Titans? A couple friends in my group tried to start using it, but the problem is that every time they had to interrupt the conversation to explain the joke to other people. It's just not very elegant to say I was whelmed. You know, like overwhelmed, but not as much? I do all the time. It's not a standalone word with that meaning.